Put that cookie down! What killed the dinosaur? The Ice Age! Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired. Alex, you know how I said I'd kill you last? I lied. Screw you, Benny!
What the?
Your luggage.
Your luggage.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is a government agent whose job is to erase people, a process where he fakes a witness's death for their own protection. James Caan plays a double agent who wants to kill some lady because... okay, to be honest, we didn't really pay attention to the plot. Arnold shoots people, throws one-liners around, shit blows up, and he visits a gay bar. That's it. That's all we need.
Alright, so we just finished watching Eraser.
Head.
No.
We just finished watching Eraser by David Lynch, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Is this a sequel to Kindergarten Cop?
It's a love child of Kindergarten Cop and Eraserhead. Oh gosh. So this is an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Mm-hmm. It had fewer one-liners than I thought it was going to, though.
Yeah, it did. What do you have, like?
Your luggage. You've just been erased. They caught a train. They caught a train.
Oh yeah, that was funny. That was a good one. I liked that one.
You're late.
Traffic.
We just finished this movie. I barely remember any of it.
I barely remember the plot.
Okay, that's true. I don't remember the plot. I remember the action set pieces.
Those were good, yes. As well as you can get from 90s action movies.
Yeah, James Caan was great.
Yeah,
He's James Caan. He was.
Sorry, honey.
The film didn't really communicate the overall plot very well. Though each scene, you could tell the beginning and end, you could tell exactly what needed to be done within that scene.
I think many Arnold movies may get a bad rap as like, oh yeah, that Arnold movie, that was stupid but fun. I think this movie shows that kind of in its purest form. Mm-hmm. It's not a terribly smart movie, or maybe it overthinks what it's about. But when it comes to actual action filmmaking, I feel like it's done pretty well as far as individual scene to scene.
Yeah.
There's a clear-cut goal between hero, goal, obstacle. You can say, that's Arnold, he needs to protect that lady. That's James Caan, he's a bad guy, and he wants to kill them.
Yes.
And there's people with future guns.
Yeah, shooting. What were they? I don't even know what they were shooting. It's still interesting. It's still interesting to watch them jump through windows and tackle people and stuff like that. It's just, it's not that great though. It still isn't that great.
Yeah, exactly. And that begs the question, what makes this different from other modern day... I enjoyed this a lot more than I enjoyed, for instance, the newest Transformers movie. Yes. I got bored during that movie, to be perfectly honest. I didn't ever find myself bored by Eraser, even though I had trouble following it at times, and even though the action did get repetitive, I still enjoyed it. So what made this different from those modern day Michael Bay-esque Roland Emmerich kind of films?
I don't know.
Maybe it's because this one had a gay bar.
That's it. Transformers needed a gay bar. That's
No!
all they needed.
Oh gosh.
Transformers, I feel like, overdoes it. They just go all out and have massive robots destroying huge buildings and causing all this collateral damage. Whereas Arnold. Whereas Arnold, it's just him shooting a bunch of cars and, other guys and stuff like that.
I think we're actually starting to see the evolution of the action film from the typical 80s action hero to the 2000s action film in general. Because in the 80s, you had a lot of these characters like the John McClane, cop. He's a normal guy in an extraordinary situation.
Yeah.
And he has to overcome it using his own wits. He's not a superhero or Superman or anything like that. It's grounded in some sort of reality. Nowadays, action films feel like they need to up the ante, make it bigger, more impressive. It's not enough to take down a building, you have to take down a whole city.
Yeah.
The San Andreas film with Dwayne
Rock.
Johnson, with The Rock. The freaking, we're having an earthquake on the West Coast and you'll feel it on the East Coast. So in the 90s, we hadn't quite gotten to that point yet, but
Yeah.
we have gotten to the point where the action hero is no longer just a simple man trying to do his job.
Yeah.
Arnold is that character, but he's still Arnold, and he's still able to dual wield giant future guns.
True.
And because of that, the action has a higher roof that it can hit as far as how much carnage you can get away with. They don't destroy a city, or they don't even destroy an entire building, I don't think, in this movie. But you can have lots of explosions and people go flying everywhere, and you can get away with it.
I mean, you use San Andreas as an example, but in San Andreas, The Rock is kind of your average guy facing extraordinary circumstances. So I feel like there are still the kind of 80s style heroes about. They're presented differently, though. They're definitely presented differently. I wouldn't necessarily compare San Andreas to these 80s action movies, because San Andreas is more of a disaster film rather than I mean, we don't see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson going around with two guns shooting people up. I mean, he's saving people in this one.
I did think he's like holding two halves of the earth together, like pulling them together at some point in the movie. By the way, we haven't seen the movie at the time of this recording, so. So, Alex, what did you think of Eraser?
It's fine.
Yep, it's fine.
It is fine. It is kind of a fun movie to watch. It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to it as far as plot goes. You get to see him run around. You get to see him kick ass. That's really it. That's really all you really need with this kind of movie. It's a fine action film. Not one of the best, I would say, from like the 80s, 90s. There are better you can watch. But yeah, I didn't regret watching it at all.
I enjoy watching this movie. If you are on an Arnold kick and you enjoy watching all of his movies, yeah, check it out. If you're not into that, I'd say you can skip it. You're not gonna be missing a whole lot. It's got some fun moments in it. I did enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
I had fun watching it. It's not one that I'll need to revisit, I think, anytime soon. And if I'm feeling like watching an Arnold movie, there are plenty of other films I'd watched before this one. Hell, I'd watched True Lies. Is one that's much more memorable than this one. So if you're looking for a good Arnold movie, watch Predator, True Lies, Total Recall, any one of his massive library of films.
Yeah.
And if you run out of those, then watch Eraser.
Yeah, only then.
So. Alrighty, well, it's getting late. I
Okay.
better head on back before Katie starts wondering where I am.
Alrighty, sounds good. As always, good to record another episode.
Yep. Take it easy.
See ya.
You've been erased.